welcome to the 10th edition of the motherfucking Stone Dog Show. My name's Gabe Stroop. I'm the Stone Dog. It's kind of a weird fucking time in our lives, in our world right now. Everybody is kind of feeling a lot of different ways about a lot of different things. I do want to start off by saying, because this is not going to be about, conflict. We're not going to fight with each other. But as far as making a statement on everything going on right now, fuck racism. Fight it when you see it, every time you see it. We all get tired, and I think that we need to be careful about what we're arguing about, because sometimes things go off the rails and we attack each other. We bring things into it that have nothing to do with the overall subject, and sometimes we even are guilty of getting on our own grandstands. I'm not a hero. I'm not here to say I'm going to rescue anybody or do anything like that. I'm just saying that it pisses me off that, my friends, people of color, are being marginalized, are being hurt in this country. And we need to stand up for it and do something about it. And right now, everyone is making a difference that is for that cause. So, moving on. Tonight on the Stone Dog Show, I have some friends with me.
And they're all white guys.
Well,
I just happened to notice. I'm sorry.
I grew up in Franklin County, so I'm slowly working my way out. Trust me, I don't like hanging out with you guys any more than I have to. But tonight on the show, I have my friends. I'm gonna skip over you two in the corners because everybody knows you. First, Danny Thacker. How you doing, sir?
Great to be here, Gabe. It's been a long day, but this is very exciting. From where?
From the number one Sons, right?
Oh, yes. The one and only number one Sons.
Welcome to the show, my friends. It's great to have you. Me and Danny, actually, we were in a band called Seconds Falling together a long time ago as well, which we'll talk about a little bit. I have it actually up on my other screen here, but I want to welcome you, buddy. Thank you for taking some time to be with us. We're going to dig in and talk about what you've been up to. Tom, down there, dude, thank you for joining us. Welcome back.
Anytime, my friend. Happy to be here. I'm starting a new band. It's called the Number Two Sons.
The Number Two Sons.
Yeah. We're just going to play after Danny every night.
Yeah, and improve upon what I already did.
No. You're number one. Let's make sure we're clear here. You're number one. We're okay with being number two in my band.
I'm starting a band called Fuck Shane Presley.
Oh.
And it's going to be all about fucking Shane Presley.
Hell yeah.
Stacy's going to write all the lyrics, if you know what I'm saying.
But he seems like such a nice guy. How can you hate that smile?
Those are going to be shorter songs than Bad Religion.
Hey,
Shane, buddy, how you doing, man?
Oh, Gabe, I'm doing all right, man. Glad to be here. You kind of like what you were talking about, just it's kind of weird times, and you weren't really sure if you even wanted to do the show today. And
yeah,
but people need some fun and distraction right now.
Yeah, man, that's how I feel. It's like I did my show this week, and and it was the same kind of thing. It was kind of weird, and we talked a little bit about it, but also try to, not that you want to forget about it, but you just want a distraction from it, from reality for an hour, just to talk about something else. But
well, like coming from a small town, you have friends that are like mad at you if you say Black Lives Matter, right? Because they're like, well, all lives matter. And you're like, well, yeah, all lives matter. But like, we're saying that, people of color have been mistreated. We have all this documentation. And then they're just like, well, there's all this documentation of white people being brutalized. And it's just like, yeah, dude, I've been mad about that.
That shouldn't happen either.
Why haven't there been protests? Well, dude, we're protesting now. Like, people are, and I'm not like, dude, I haven't been actively out there protesting. I'm not trying to win some medal for that either. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I just think that, like, of course, like, I think common sense should prevail more than it does. And like, sometimes it just doesn't. Like, like with police officers, dude, we all have a couple of friends that are police officers that are good people. Like, just about everybody does. Right. But it doesn't negate the fact that there's a bunch of fucking assholes. Because let me ask you guys a question, okay? When you see a cop on the side of the road or sitting in a parking lot, especially when you're in a small town, like, there's no reason for him sitting there except for just to fucking see how fast you're driving and try to pull you over, right? Like,
right.
I mean, I don't know. Let me ask you guys, like, do they make you nervous?
So 2 statistics that stick out to me, and not just from my own personal experience, but we have the highest prison population in like of all developed nations, right? And then in addition to that, we also have the most police violence and the most police killings. So, and yes, it does make me nervous, even though, like you said, there are a lot of good cops out there.
There definitely are.
There definitely is an overlying issue there.
And nobody's here trying to trash stand-up police officers. I've had to call the police for many things in my life, and
it's not.
I don't think I've ever had a negative experience in those cases. What the problem is, it's blanket immunity. A bad cop gets protected by the rest of them, and if one cop does something terrible and the rest of them are willing to cover it up and essentially give up whatever ethical issues they want to have, then they're all bad cops in that case. If you're not willing to stand up for the people you're supposed to protect in those cases, then what are you doing?
Well, people will be like, like somebody said to me, well, you need work right now. Why don't you go be a police officer? And it's like, no, why don't the police officers just fucking like do what they get paid to do? Because if I go to a show site and it goes well, but somebody gets fucking killed, like I didn't do a good job that day.
And you probably would get fired for it.
Right, exactly. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, to expand on what you said, Tom, we're not trashing cops, man. There's a bunch of great cops out there. There are, and that's the whole thing when it comes back to me, like common sense should prevail more than it is. And maybe some of that is privilege for me. And I'll admit that because I just feel like some people should know things. Right. But, like you look and there are police officers going out of their way to stand for the overall cause of just against police brutality. Right. And because the whole thing is, like, unfortunately, like just like a lot of people, I've had some run-ins with some police officers that were just kind of douchey to me. Right. But I've also had run-ins with them where they were nice to me. I mean, there's been times where they could have done a lot worse to me and they didn't. So I'm not going to be the guy that's going to sit here and be like, again, not all of them are bad, but I don't worry about a cop murdering me. And that's a difference. And like, yes, you can say I'm being dramatic about it. And that's fine because you're entitled to your opinion and I'm not going to preach at you. But I have friends, people of color, that have said they've had these experiences. And I'm sorry, dude, but like, a lot of these people are close to me, like pretty much best friend types. And like, there's no reason why they would lie, and especially everything that's been going on recently, you just hear more and more of these stories from people you're friends with. And it's like, right. And again, I'm not a hero or anything. It's just that, when it comes right down to it, just fuck racism. Like I said, fight it when you see it. It's not that fucking
Gabe,
hard.
I don't think any of us want to be heroes. We just want our friends to be able to go about their lives with the same level of confidence and safety that we feel.
So we could go on about this all night. And like the other side of this is I'm not trying to make light of this either. If anybody has a problem with me doing a show and talking about something different, first off, it is my show. So I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it's my show. I'm very open to having different people on the show. If anyone would like to come on and use my platform, which is not fucking huge right now, I'm working on that. But if you want to use my platform to get a message out, as long as, the overall message is unity, I'm all for that. And I would love to get more dialogue, and I, especially if you're a friend of mine and you're sitting there watching and you're not on the show, like just reach out to me and let's do this. But anyway, I do want to kind of move on. So Danny, buddy, like I said, we were in a band a long time ago together, but we were in other bands before that. And really, we were only in this band for a few months, right?
Right.
Some of the songs that we made, though, were pretty good for our age, I think. Like there's a guy from Russia that just reached out, and he can't find our music on Pure Volume anymore, so he's asked for a copy of it. Seconds Falling, which is a band that we were in for, 6 months?
Probably about 6 months, yeah. and we wrote like 6 songs.
So, yeah, but we kind of lost touch, went different ways there for a long time.
Yeah, life sucks sometimes.
you've been, and I started recording stuff myself in 2011, and at first, for years it was not anything I could actually use. It only in the past few years has it been things I can actually put out there, which is nice. And you were kind of doing the same thing the past few years, and I've had the pleasure of kind of watching you evolve. And like back when we were playing music, like as far as just playing in a band, like if you get in a room with you, like playing with you, I can testify to this, brother. Like you fucking play some badass shit, and like the riffs that you make, you are very great at your own style. But me as a singer, I always loved writing to your stuff because like you write completely different than me. And like back in the day, that was great because I was very much like, I owe a lot of coming out of my creedness to you, honestly.
Well, that was a prerequisite. I remember.
Well, yeah, it really was though. I mean, everybody was like, yeah, we just had to work together. And I remember taking your songs acoustic, like that you and Pat kind of put together. And I went in my room and sang over them, and you guys listened to them and decided if you wanted me to sing. And it was very much like because like I said, man, my former band was called Reconcile, and we were very much Creed. Like, and Danny Siebert was the drummer, and he was very much Blink-182, Travis Barker kind of guy.
Which is why we clicked so well when we got in the same room.
You guys were making some insane stuff. So, but yeah, I had the pleasure of being a part of that, and man, I really feel like we made some cool shit. So
it's a shame that we don't have a really good recording of it, honestly.
Yeah, I know, because Danny couldn't do that shit anymore. You know that, right?
I actually reached out to him recently and was like, because I program all my drums with Easy Drummer, so it gets really unnatural. Plus, I'm not a drummer, so trying to figure out the dynamics of a song progressing is difficult when you're not the drummer. Being every part of the band is tough. So I actually reached out to him, and he was like, I haven't played in such a long time, and I'm like way too busy to ever do anything like that. He was like, to be honest.
Yeah, he texts me something like about some song, and he was like, man, I would love to put drums to that. And I'm like, well, dude, okay, you can. And he's like, oh, I can't. I'm like, Danny, fuck you. He's been like that since we were in high school, dude. He would get bored and just rearrange his room, just like multiple times, like a week sometimes. Like he just always has to do something, and he would have like multiple jobs, but then he would have the big ass trucks, and like then trade it in after a year. Remember that, Thacker? He'd be driving around like a brand new truck the next time you see him. It's like, dude, it's the same truck. What are you doing?
He was no longer interested. He's got a short attention span, I guess.
But
which is great for a drummer, right?
Yeah. I mean, and people that don't know, who would care, right? But this Danny Siebert from second grade was my best friend. Yeah. Danny, he's just a little worn out like we all are. But you've been doing some stuff besides all that. Number One Sons is the name of your thing, right?
Yes. It is actually the name of our first band from like high school.
Right, because that's what the band, when I was in Reconcile, you were in Number One Sons.
Yeah.
So tell me about your story, dude.
So I was like, why let it die? Basically, I hadn't done anything musically really aside from just picking up a guitar and playing along to stuff on Spotify of a playlist that I'd created. And, a lot changed in life for me whenever I got divorced last year. And that's a really boring and sad story that I don't really want to tell. So I started writing songs again, and I decided in my living room I was going to put together a full album. And I did. And I really liked some of the songs, but the production quality needed to come up. So, you just keep putting the work in, put in the 10,000 hours, and things get better and better.
So you said 10,000 hours?
Yeah. Supposedly that's how long it takes you to master something. You never heard that phrase?
No, I have not heard that phrase.
That's why I'm so good at masturbating.
So
he's put in the 10,000 hours. That was very awesome.
So are you you're doing everything though, right? I mean, you said you make your stuff on Easy Drummer, but as far as the music, you're making everything, right?
Yes. Bass, guitar, keyboards, singing, everything.
Hey man, don't shortchange yourself. Programming drums with Easy Drummer is not always easy. It's tough.
It is.
There's a reason why they call it easy drummer, but it ain't always easy. Certainly easier than dealing with a real drummer, that's for sure.
Well, here's like, Thacker, if you don't mind me saying, like, and you'll understand because I could show you like tons of music that I made that wasn't where it needed to be, right? But for a long time, you were kind of just in the place where like the drums didn't quite sound right. And like, I feel like lately, especially like on a few of your tracks, like it really sounds like it's starting to fit. You know what I mean? So I think once you figure out the drum, you know, the drumming part of it or what you're going to use for that or how you're going to do it, I think everything is just going to fit into place. But you have really good ideas, man. So where does your music come from? Like, do you write about life experience? Like, what are you doing now?
So it is all about life experience. And I went through this period after writing the first album, which was obviously all about the stuff that I was going through, you know, with the divorce, and it really helped me get through it. After that, I was like, well, looking back on it, it's not the best work that I've ever done. And it certainly could use some better production quality. And I noticed I actually was pulling like drum beats off of YouTube, dropping them into the multi-track and trying to build songs out of that. And the sounds weren't very good. So I went through a period also where I was listening to a lot of pop music like Taylor Swift, even Fall Out Boy, who I've always made fun of.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's something that people like about this music. And, you know, there's a specific amount of bars and a specific amount of time that passes before you hit that chorus. And there's generally a beats per minute where a lot of popular songs sit, you know, anywhere from 90 to 160. So I started trying to put music, you know, together with sort of that mathematical formula. And I learned a lot by doing it, but trying to create more poppy stuff, it just wasn't me. So eventually I started putting stuff together like I've shown you recently, where it was more Blink 182, Green Day type stuff. And that's whenever I really started to feel like, you know, maybe this could sell. Maybe I could get, you know, 100,000 plays on Spotify or something like that.
So is that the goal for you, or what is, like, do you want to,
Oh, geez.
especially now in post-corona world, what's your goal, bro?
You're going to talk about goals now. I don't know how to answer those questions. I actually talked to Mike Bivens, who you referred me to.
Dude, Mike is the best.
Mike's
He's
good dude.
such a good dude.
Mike is all about goals, and that's some of the first questions he asked me, and I didn't get to thinking about any of them until he asked those questions, and I was like, I don't know. I just want people to listen to it. So, I don't know what – I was like, I hate marketing. And then I started reading some of his posts, and I'm like, oh, I'm the guy he's making fun of. So,
Well, you know, Mike's a good dude. He is a great dude. You don't always have to agree with everything someone says to still respect them and be their friends because,
right.
you know, honestly, Mike, he's been to almost every show that I've played since I met that guy. Like, he'll just be in the back and not even make a spectacle of being there. He'll just be there. And like that kind of shit I notice and I appreciate. And also, I sent him a ton of stuff that he listened to and like gave me his opinion on. Like, I mean, like old shit, just to see, you know, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? And like, yeah, he's just a good dude. It's a great place to go. Like, especially if you have ideas and you just have no idea where to go with them, you know, he's great for that kind of shit. And like, it's something that I've wanted to do as well. Like, I want to produce people, but like, I don't know exactly how to approach that, or, you know, because it's like, here you go, I do this. I
So
can do similar for you. You know what I mean?
totally. So an inspiration for me is somebody like John Feldman. He makes great sounding records, and I love a lot of the bands that he produces. And the sounds that he uses, I actually have one of his sample packs for my drums, and it's really improved my sound. But I kind of look at maybe that eventually being the goal, you know, like not necessarily getting somewhere with the number one son stuff, but acquiring more and more of a studio and being able to bring people in. And like you said, I've got a knack for for ideas for putting music together. I wouldn't consider myself to be the best performer, but I do think I've got a knack for putting songs together, and given the right circumstances and equipment and all that, could put some pretty good stuff together.
Yeah, it would be fun.
Well, all my goals are really vague, if you haven't noticed.
Most goals aren't that specific.
I mean, my goals anymore.
Most of the important ones, at least.
Yeah, I have some goals. I wanna make money for myself at some point here soon, and be able to say that that's something I did. And musically, man, I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, and especially entering in more of like a video creation part of my career now. Like it's gonna give me opportunities to get better at that kind of thing, and who knows what that could lead to.
So you're putting videos together now?
Yes.
Well, aside from the show.
Yes. It's something that I've been tossing around for a while, but like live production is going to be a while coming back. And when it does, of course, I'm going to be there for it. But at the same time, like I have kids and I would like to be able to kind of call my own shots sometimes and, have more of a guide on where my life goes, because I like spending time with my wife and with my kids. So that's part of what I've been working on, just, taking classes and also hooking up with some people that have more gear than I do. Just figuring out how, to do something like this. And it's right on the verge of happening. We're looking for people to work with right now. So, that's my goal, for that. But like I said, I have lots of goals, and taking just time to better myself. Like there's different freelance work that you can get online, if you just will advance some skills that you have. I mean, and it can be things that you like doing. So like I've come to find out that I enjoy editing video. I really actually enjoy like the creative part of it too. So it's something that took time for me to realize, but I enjoy it. Yeah.
Right. And you and I actually worked at the same kind of crappy video studio. So you probably were able
to
do
a bunch of my music back in the day. Yeah. Yeah.
They bought it from you?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I remember actually using some of your tracks.
Yeah. It was like it ended up being, I won't say how much per song, but it was a decent amount per song.
Wow.
And it was like they bought like 15 songs.
That's awesome.
So
that's already a goal accomplished.
Yeah. And it's what I'm finding is like I don't really know what the end goal is, or should be. I just want to be successful, and I want to do a bunch of things, because Evan was on the show a couple weeks ago, Evan Thomas from Maiden Waves, and something he said, it's like a duh thing, right? Lots of people have said it, but it's like, somebody told him, some old timers, just like, you do what you love, or you find something that you love doing and you do that, and then money, you'll eventually just can't, fight money away, or can't shake it away with a stick or something, is what he said. And it's like, I just kind of believe that there might be some truth to that, because like I said, like finding out that I enjoy these certain things, I found out that I enjoyed the editing part and getting more into that, and like the creating video part, before I realized or really thought about the fact that, hey, I could actually make that a career,
Right. You have to have avenues,
I do like I've done live stuff for Logic for years, and we've done everything from corporate events to huge festivals and everything in between. But it's like, there's a difference between that and a recorded finished product, number one. But it's like, I can take so much of that experience and apply it to it, so it's, nobody's dead in the water, dude, no matter what situation you're in. And trust me, it's not just this one, man. I've been in other situations where it's just like the rug was pulled out from under me. I can't tell you how many times. And it's not, again, I'm not some fucking hero, but I am somebody that's had to start over multiple times in my life. And
you just gotta,
you keep like, I've had great friends throughout the years that I still have, right? I always have good friends because I just like to put out good energy, and I like to, I like to be a good friend when I can. So it's just, think as long as you do that and you just keep going, like Shane, what did I say years ago, man, when we first met? I was like, Shane, just keep going. We just got to keep going. And that's what we just do, man. I've had bands quit on me, people quit on me. relationships quit on me. I've quit on jobs and relationships and bands. Like I've done all it's dude, life is a fucking like just like the song I just put out. It's fighting tides, man. It's just a fucking like it's all about your ship and you know how well you can fix those plugs and how long you can keep going. You know what I
I
mean?
know that song.
Do you?
I heard that song. Yeah, now I know what it's about. That's cool.
Well,
I'm hoping it was about a pirate ship.
it is.
Tom, you have great comedic timing.
Oh, thank you.
Tom's a great friend of mine. So Tom,
Um,
no, go ahead, Thacker. You have go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you know, I like to relate everything to baseball because everything relates to baseball, even though nobody's playing it right now. You just got to get up there and keep taking ABs, you know. And some days the curveball's not curving and the sinker's not sinking, but you know, you keep going.
Baseball analogy.
Yeah.
So Danny,
Sometimes you work in an illegal spitball, you know.
Hey, whatever you got to do, you got to put a little Vaseline on it occasionally too.
all right.
Wait, are we still talking about baseball?
He did mention putting in the 10,000 hours on masturbation earlier too.
Tom, what have you been up to, man?
Dude, I've been working. I work at a nonprofit radio station,
So you're
and
back to work.
no, I've been working since March. I was a considered essential. I've been working from home for the most part, but I actually haven't had a day off since the end of March. So I worked every fucking day, and I'm at my wit's end with work. But again, we'll get through it, man. We just got to keep pushing, right? Just keep doing it.
What's
Tom,
up?
I don't know about you, but it's weird being essential, isn't it? Like everybody
Well,
else is like, I want to go to work, and we're like, no, I don't want to go to work anymore.
Well,
Right?
it's not that I'm essential. Like when I say I'm essential, like my office, my station would literally have to shut down if I did not do what I'm doing. However, I'm not essential enough that I need to be in the office and around folks that could potentially be in any danger and all this COVID shit. So being able to run a radio station remotely has been a godsend for me because I've been able to just come down here in my underpants every morning with a bowl of Golden Grams and go to work. It's been pretty good on that end, but you get to the point where it's, you know, I'm tired and I really would love for someone in my office to just pick up a day or two, but it'll happen. It will. It's patience, you know. Just got to wait for it to kind of follow through. But other than that, been hanging out with the kids. We bought a pool, which is fun. I don't know, and put that up and taught myself how to shoot a wrist shot in the garage in the last month and a
Awesome.
half.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, you know, you find things like, especially during all this, you find things that you did when you were younger. Like I played hockey until I was about 15, and then when I got to high school, it just didn't happen anymore, and I kind of gave up on it. And suddenly I had all this free time. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm a St. Louis Blues enthusiast, so I might as well teach myself how to do what they do. So I bought a cheap hockey net and started doing that. So that's been fun. I'm just genuinely trying not to get fat.
I failed at that a long time ago.
Shane, you came and your wife came and had some ice cream down at the whatever the fuck that place is called down the street from me, didn't you?
Yeah, Main Street Creamery. Yeah, that was fun, man. That was good to see you and catch up. You and the children.
So me and Shane have been up to some stuff lately, man. We had the paranormal edition, which was I think episode 9, which has already been out by the time this comes out. But we had Jen and Dane from D&M Paranormal, and things got pretty fucking interesting. And I was, you know, just editing the show, man. It's a lot of great content. And I really enjoy paranormal stuff. Like and especially being able to talk to people that have went out and done investigations and things like that. I just think it's really fucking interesting. But we actually got a reading from
Whoa.
Jen on our own, apart from that episode. And we did it via Zoom. Me and my wife, Rhea, and Shane and Jen. She did a group reading for us. And man, like, you know, I love Jen, first of all, and I absolutely believe that she, you know, 100% believes everything that she feels. And I'm about 90% there with her. Because sometimes she just says stuff that's like, how would you pick that up? You know, like, and I understand that there's explanations for everything. And There's people that are hardcore. This cannot be possible. But it was pretty fucking interesting, Shane. Don't you think?
Sure, yeah, there was definitely some things she said tapped into that I'm like, there's no way, man. It's very crazy. It was,
I don't know enough to weigh in on that, but we did have a reading at one of our work parties, and it's pretty neat.
What came out of it? Was it like were they?
I actually didn't get a chance to do it personally, but people were telling me similar things to what you guys are saying. Like, how could they have possibly known that about me? You know,
There's some of them that are total cheese dicks though that you see on like that you see try to do it, and she just, I mean, sometimes before she said she was a medium or like she would like, I could just like you could tell she something was going on with her, and when that would be happening, like I would have, and like it could be total just, what is that the term for it? It's like a sociology thing where like if you watch somebody do something, it makes you feel it too or something like that. It could totally be that, but like sometimes I would just feel like, oh, like I feel something when she's feeling something too. And when I was talking to her in the fucking reading we had about just the fact that some people think that maybe what's the term for it, like the empath thing,
yeah.
like sometimes
where you feel people's feelings, basically.
because people can very easily just hijack my whole fucking state of being, and I don't know if that's just like everybody happens to everybody, but like I don't, like I am, when you get into an argument with me, like I'm not trying to brag or anything like that, but like I like, especially if you're really coming at me, like you better have your shit together, because I'm gonna fucking, normally like people don't expect like how well I can rip them apart, you know what I mean? Like it's just because it's like my mom in me, honestly, like she would just do that to people, I think, and it's just like this fucking thing that I just have. It's like a switch, right? What was I talking about?
Being an
Why
empath.
did I say that? Yeah. But
I don't think that's the definition of empath, though.
No, I don't think it is.
That's the thing. But whenever that happens, though, I don't enjoy it. And like sometimes, like I'll even be justified in getting in a fight with a bunch of people, or like just a person, and my wife will be like, "Yeah, you were right. That's great that you stood up for him and stuff." And I'm just like, or that's great that you did this, for this, or like there'll be something going on with the place that I worked, and somebody gets fucked over, and I just like I can't take it. Like I have to fucking stand up for him. Like, but it doesn't make me feel good. It's like I go from like absorbing that anger because I'm upset because of someone I care about, and then I, do whatever to deal with that situation. And it's like, just because I won, right, doesn't make me feel good. Like I feel worse. It sucks. And then I think about the fact that, yeah, sure, I won this argument, but dude, that sucked. Like that person feels like shit. Like what the fuck? Like I am not that great of a person. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and maybe that's just something everybody feels, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, and even recently with everything going on, I think more people are susceptible to feel, like an energy of what's going on right now. But like, there's been times that like, I've just been sitting in my house like late at night and just fucking upset, dude. And just like 3-4 hours will go by and I'm just sitting there.
I think I saw you post something to that effect within the last few days.
And that's a real thing. It happens every day to me almost. If I get home from work and I've had a bad day at work because of all the dumb shit happening in the news, it'll take me 2 or 3 hours to just decompress. And I'm just a grumpy piece of shit to anyone around me. And I don't like being like that.
So it's like, yeah, I don't, I know that's a thing for like kind of everybody, but like kind of getting back to what I was saying, I do feel like there's some people that feel more than some of us do, but, and I believe that Jen's one of those people, honestly. That's something I can tell you I do believe for sure.
Yeah, man.
Tom, have you ever had a reading before?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I think it's all bullshit.
Okay.
You definitely have to check out the episode.
Wait, I just got a message for Tom.
Tom,
You ready for this?
Whatever you
ahead.
say, dude.
You're not going to have sex until you take that dumb hat off.
This hat?
Yeah.
I was out on the lake today. I got freaking sunburned, so I didn't want to
See?
look red.
You know I'm right. At least you got hair. All right,
I
go
do.
ahead, Danny. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that Tom jumped right all over the paranormal reading thing, and I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Let's let these guys have fun. But
I didn't want to ruin the fun for anybody. I'm not that, right? But if you're asking me if I've ever had a reading, no. My wife has paid for them before, and I always get annoyed by it.
So
Like, why are you spending your money on that shit? Like,
I would
stop
probably
it.
be annoyed if
Bullshit.
somebody paid for it too.
Yeah.
Well, I went in, pretty skeptic. I mean, I'm not, it's just nothing I've really had interest in or anything. But after talking to Jen and Dane on the show with Gabe, like there was some things they said that I was like, all right, now you have my attention. And then when we did the reading with her the other day, like some of the things, like I said, like I was like, okay, there's something here. It's like, it's weird, man. Like I'm telling you, like I don't want to go into every detail, but like, I don't know that I'm like, again, like Gabe said, I'm not 100% believer, but there's definitely something there. So,
Yeah, and I think that, and I've watched stuff that debunks this kind of thing, and I know like some people think it's just a psychology thing and things like that, right? And I would probably say that's what Thacker would say. Am I right? Or what do you think of it, Danny? Go ahead.
I've read way too many Penn Jillette books in my life. Like so much Penn and Teller is all about debunking a lot of the psychic medium stuff and things like that. And it's something I was fascinated by for a while, and I just kind of declared it all BS at that point.
So I would say something along the lines of like horoscopes or what do they call them? The things that have to do astrology, something along the lines of that, where you read these descriptions or they give you these descriptions of things that are pretty vague. And, it's like, let's read it without the sign attached to it or without the month that you were born attached to it. Let's just read a random, horoscope. And then, raise your hand if it relates to you. And I bet that you would hear some of those traits and you would be like, oh, I relate to this, that, and the other thing. But you would suppress all of the things that you didn't relate to. So honestly, since everything that they describe in there is somewhat vague, you're going to think, oh, that's about me. That's amazing.
And I give you that. I give you that. However, I will say this. She doesn't know who I am.
Yes, it's a little more personal.
Described my friend at a show that especially he would have been at, described how he looked like to a T and acted how he would have been acting. And that's the kind of thing that kind of was like, okay. Also, she picked up on what happened to him, like not what happened to him per se, but how it happened. And in a very, very strong way, like a way that is not normal for you to know. So, like, it was just like, I completely agree with you, Danny. And I'm not trying to fight with you about it because and even Wiley said on that show, it could be, he's like, I think that this is like really like you guys are feeling this. Like, I just think that there's like an explanation for it, whether it be like something we don't understand. Because we were talking too, like the government has tapped into this. Like it's not like they had a ton of success, but they have used, mind melding and shit like that, like to find people that are missing and to solve unsolved mysteries, and it's worked. So like, I believe there's something there. What what it is, I don't know exactly, but I think that there's something there. That's what I feel.
Yeah.
Shane, what do you think? Well, Thacker, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean, I'm not here to disagree with you or
no, we're just talking,
with
man.
you on the topic.
The Stone Dog Show, bro.
Just let you know, I'm not upset or anything. It's just, I don't know enough, so I have no problem being like, I don't know, and that's cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I was at. Like I never experienced any of it, so I was like, well, I'll give it a shot, and the worst case, I leave, wasted an hour or whatever, but like there was came away with something. I mean, it was very, very intriguing, man. But there's stuff that there's no way I could explain it. And I think that's where Wiley was at. He was trying to find like the science behind it or something like that. And it's like, I don't think you can explain any of the stuff, like how she would know that
Like,
stuff.
brother, sometimes you just can't, man.
Right.
And that's okay, But it's very interesting. Tom, I think that you still think it's bullshit, though, right?
Probably. Not that I don't think that you guys experience something. I just, for entertainment purposes, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Well, let me tell you something. I paid her, and she's worth it. And if you would like to get a reading from somebody that's not a total fucking chooch, Jen is great. What is she? It's Dragonfly. What is it, Shane?
Yeah. Forget now. Hold on a second.
She's got a Facebook page, and you can go there and you can set up readings with her. And I want to have her back on the show sometimes. And also, I talked to her about I want to go on a ghost hunt, and I would love to take like somebody, especially like Tom, that's just like skeptical, because I just want to put you in awkward places.
Well, I'm also claustrophobic, so you put me in a tight space. And
we'll put you in like a crematorium or something like that, like in one of those.
Nope.
Come on. How much would it take, Tom? How much would it take?
To get me to
the idea.
Give me some specifics. How much?
$50.
For what?
$50. You have to get in like one of those slide out things in like a, you know what I mean? Like where the bodies go.
Gurney or
you're gonna have to go.
Talking about, and it's got to be
the little
closed.
vault.
It's
Like
got to
in a
be closed
morgue?
there, and you got to be there for an hour.
Oh fuck no! $50 ain't getting you anywhere. You're not getting me in the building for $50.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. $50.
Yeah.
100.
Can you bring a phone in there?
Sure, but you can't look at it unless it's an emergency.
Oh,
Wings of Dragonflies is Jen's page. Everyone check that out.
If you want to get a reading from somebody, like I said, that's not a complete douche, go check out Jen's page, Wings of Dragonflies. Also, check out the Paranormal edition of the show. I think it's going to go over well. It's going to get
I'll check it out.
It's going to get a whole 30 likes on Facebook.
I was talking about
Look
goals.
out, man.
Hashtag goals.
You're talking about crematorium thing. It's obviously way different, but I remember, so, around Halloween, all the haunted houses and stuff, I remember I used to go participate in this youth group for a while in high school, and we went to this, like,
Hell House?
It was like a reality house
sort
of kind of thing or whatever. And I remember, like, they had a scenario set up, like, where it was like a drunk driving type of thing or something like that. And then, like, they laid you on the table and slid you into the box like you're into a morgue or whatever. And I was like, even that just like freaked me out. Like, none of this is real or whatever, but it was just like very spooky, just kind of even pretending to be be in that situation and stuff, man. It was like, I can't do. I'm with Tom. I can't do that stuff like that.
Gabe, where are you going to find an abandoned crematorium?
Yeah,
that's what I want to know. How specific are you getting here?
I don't know, man.
Spot?
No, I mean, like, I don't know about that. If I ever find one, though, I'm going to make you do it.
$100, 10 minutes.
Well, like an old
Nobody but
church
dead people in there. What do I care?
Old hotel or an old house that's supposed to be haunted, like something like that would be fun. You know what I mean? I don't know. People, I don't know what people like yet. I mean, this show is not really intended to be what people like per se, but at the same time, hey, if I can make a career out of this, that'd be fucking amazing. Like, don't get me wrong. If I could have a job where I just do a show for a station or for a company or something, dude, get the fuck out of here. I would love that, But as of right now, I'm just, I started it because I needed to do something. I needed to create, and I needed to keep myself on my toes, and that's kind of why I did it. But now it's grown into something that, I'm on Beyond FM. That's pretty cool. Like I said, if I could expand it somehow, that'd be awesome. I just don't know exactly. I haven't got a great gauge for what people like from me yet, because I'm just kind of throwing everything at the wall right now. And Some of it seems to stick, some of it seems to not, and I don't really, if I thought a paranormal show just strictly would be the thing to do, I would do it, but I just don't know that that's the thing,
I mean, sometimes I think you feel like you need a gimmick, but honestly, Gabe, you got a great personality, and I think if you keep doing this, especially if you're sitting there smoking the cigars and stuff like you are right now, it's going to work out.
Yeah? You think that'll work?
Yep.
Hey, I've been doing my show for 6 years, and I still have no idea if anybody likes it, but I keep doing it.
Yeah, and your show is you, so that's awesome.
That's all it is. I'm going to do it either way. If people listen or not, I'm still having fun.
And you've done it for how long now, Shane?
6 years.
How many episodes?
816 or something, 17.
Do you know how many downloads you get per month?
Yeah, I get stats.
You want to give them out? You don't have to.
I mean, I don't know what it is off the top of my head. I'd have to pull it up. But
let me just ask you this: have there been like months where you just like check and you're like surprised and you're like, oh shit, people actually listen to me?
Yeah, it's happened.
Yeah.
So it is weird, man. Like, cause there is no rhyme or reason to any of it. Some of them work better than others for some reason. It's just like you would think like getting like some massive rock star on your show or something would be the big one.
I know when I was on there, it didn't do shit for you.
Right. Yeah. Right. Especially anything with Gabe on it doesn't do anything.
For real. Let's preach on that for a second.
No, but
like Danny said, I got a great personality, bro.
I mean, your stuff's charted, hasn't it, Shane?
Yeah. Just on Apple iTunes charts or whatever. Yeah.
That's
that
awesome.
Was kind of wild. That cracked their top 200 or whatever. So
how many like women just force you into closets, and men too, and just do stuff to you now? Because
man, he got recognized at the pageant once by some girl. It was amazing.
I was there for that, dude.
Were you at the pageant for the corn show we went to?
He was like, short. No, this must have been a different girl. Shane's always having the honeys check him out.
Well, he took me to see Corn once, and we're just standing there watching Corn, and then some gal turns around and goes, "Oh my God, you're Shane Presley from Rock Paper Podcast."
Listen, I want to tell you a little secret about Shane people may not know. He don't just have a big head, all right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying.
Yep.
He's got a great smile, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, here's what I want to do, guys. We're having a great time. I'm having a good time. I apologize if you're watching this. I'm usually more upbeat. I'm usually have more of a fucking, we're going to hit this thing. Like I said, just everything that's been going on lately, I've been kind of bummed out, as everybody kind of has been. I've just been kind of disappointed with humanity in general for a lot of different fucking reasons. And I just wanted to hang out. So I appreciate you hanging with us. Whenever we come back, I don't know exactly what we're going to get into, but we're going to get into something. So come back on the Stone Dog Show. We're going to hang out some more, maybe smoke some more of this cigar. I don't know, but we'll definitely solve all the world's problems right after this.
Father, give me shelter. Can you hear me calling out your name? Though I have turned my back on every goddamn word you said, and I probably do it all again. Hey! David and his lions just look like me and all my fears, and I'm sure that they will come for me if you don't meet me here. 'Cause your words, they used to ring so clear, and I know we haven't spoken in years, but I'm on the edge. I'm looking down and I don't see the bottom. Can you forget? Lost and found, just like some prodigal son, searching for shelter. And crown myself the king of men, but 40 nights will tell but I'm damned if I am left to my ways. 'Cause I'm on the edge. I'm looking down and I don't see the bottom. Can you forget? Lost and I'm found, just like some prodigal son, searching for shelter. Oh yeah, oh no, no, yeah. I'm on the edge. I'm looking down and I don't see the bottom. Can you forgive? Lost and I'm found, just like some prodigal son. Hey, 'cause I'm on the edge. I'm looking down and I don't see the bottom. Can you forgive? Lost and I'm found, just like some prodigal son, searching for shelter. Hey!
This shit is good. Like, whenever we used to drink in, like, back in the day, Danny, you know, because me and you were around the same age. You were from Sullivan, Missouri. I was from St. Clair. We would have shows at fucking KC halls with, like, our first bands, and it would be packed. Remember that?
Mhm. Yes.
And then we'd go to somebody's house and just fucking drink. And I know everybody has these stories. But, like,
Are you
I
going to
took-
record this?
I'm already recording, bro.
Oh, good.
Surprise.
So, I forget now. Shane knocked me off my rails because he thinks this is rock paper podcast, y'all. So he just does whatever he wants sometimes. But now that Shane has brought me back to reality, welcome back to the show. It's a little bit messy tonight, a little sloppy. It's a little like banging Troy's mom. Metaphor I usually use. If you watch the show, you know who Troy is. His mom has an enchanted attic that many men and women have been all up in. I think the capacity is like at least 150 people
Whew.
that his mom's enchanted attic can fit. That's pretty sure it's a record. But anyway, what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to spring this on you guys, okay? First off, we are going to have a tournament of death to have fun tonight, all right? And what that's going to be is I need you guys to come up with a couple picks for your favorite finishing moves, like a pro wrestling finishing move, okay? That's what we're going to have. We're going to have the tournament of death of the best wrestling finishers. You got that?
Got it.
So I need you to come up with those picks. But in the meantime, before we do that, first off, Danny, I had a question I wanted to ask you. You had a show of your own for a while. What was that podcast called?
It was called Where Are We? It was probably the worst podcast name anybody could have ever thought of.
But you were a really funny dude, man. Like if anybody ever has a chance to hang out with Danny just one-on-one or just like talking to him, he is a very funny person. And like he like especially with me, sometimes especially if I'm kind of tilt or turnt, you know what I mean?
Little turnt.
Like I'll go off the rails a little bit. And I was on his show and it was just funny because I would just be like, you know, he came at me, I think, with a bunch of science stuff about how the world is formed or all this shit about the universe. And I'm like, how the fuck does anybody actually know that? Like, what if we're just like some like ant, like on an anthill or something? I don't know. Like made this big metaphorical thing. And just the way that he took that and ran with it. First off, if you should look up the Where Are We podcast if you can find it. And you should find that episode because it's fucking amazing. It was hilarious. If I do say so myself.
I probably have it still on my computer somewhere, and I can make sure it's uploaded, or I can send it to you guys.
Yeah, you should. So
But that was great.
What made you stop doing that?
Well, you know, it's kind of like we were talking about earlier. I think at the time for me, it was just I didn't have a whole lot of time, and it's really hard if you're just exclusively looking for what's my reaction and what's working and what isn't. sometimes I think that kind of discourages you, and I think that's what happened for me. And the show had a lot of science in it, like you said, and I just didn't feel like, and I may be talking about the wrong part of the audience. I didn't feel like a lot of people were very receptive to that. I think a lot of people got upset listening to it. They're like, you don't know everything, you know? So, but yeah, we did try to make it fun. I kind of wish sometimes that I did keep doing it.
I think that I mean, any reaction at this point is better than none, because I mean, dude, you've been kind of out of the music game for a while, but I mean, like, you can probably attest to this, man. It's different than it used to be. When you put out new music, people don't usually, even your friends, like, there's a study that came out recently from a university, like very well-respected university, that has said that in the past 4 or 5 years, our attention spans have become less like than a fucking goldfish. So it's like eight
for
seconds,
sure.
I think, is what it is. That's how long the average human can focus on one thing without being distracted.
So the way that I like to put it is I like to think about, you know, back in the 60s or even 70s, you know, they had like 3 channels and everybody could get behind Mr. Rogers, you know, because everybody knew who Mr. Rogers was. That's what they watched. He was one of the only things that was on. Now we have so many different things that we can get behind that I think people are just spread further and further apart into their own little niches. And it makes it difficult for creators because there's so much content out there and each one of us is making more and more of it.
Yeah. And I mean, just, you know, Napster is great, and it's great that, you know, we can have access to music because of streaming and things like that. But, you know, we are the victims, you know, us, a lot of our friends, like, you know, I'm not going to be here like the old dude that, you know, is like, man, back in '84, I could throw a football 1/4 mile. Like, I'm not trying to be that dude. But even if we're not just talking about us, like, we can all, I bet you, name 4 or 5 people offhand that it's like, there is no fucking reason why this person is not famous, right? And it's just like, and if it was, I mean, my friend Ziggy shopped bands of mine, you know, Adler, to like different labels, and like Warner Brothers came back and told him, like, hey, if this was 10 years ago, this guy would be fucking rich and famous, but this, you know, rock is dead. And that was back in like 2007.
It
So
still
like,
feels that way sometimes. Yeah.
and everything comes back around. But now, even when it comes back around, dude, homie, like, trust me, like, doing video for Logic and working all the different shows I've worked with and with all the artists I've worked with, just because you're fucking even on tour sometimes, just because like you have a good tour, it still doesn't mean you're paying your bills. Like, the world has changed, man.
It
It's
really has.
insane. And it's like, it's you know, part of me wonders what like we were talking about goals earlier. What's the goal anymore? You know, what is, because will things get back to normal? I mean, I'm sure they will at some point, but like, the industry has changed, even if it's just in the fact that ownership's changing of different companies, and companies are going under, and all this, you know, like, at the end of all of this, who knows who's going to own, you know, companies like Live Nation, because right now, I think someone from Saudi Arabia bought a majority of the company at this point, and that's the biggest company doing festivals right now. So just things to think about that people don't think about. And, you know, another thing I've said on the show before, and I'll say again, is like, you know, people want to talk about things getting back to normal, and, you know, well, we're having this concert, so everything's going to be all right. Well, dude, it's still like, I work for the biggest production company in the Midwest, and shows aren't happening because you can't get liability. Like, it's too expensive. Nobody wants to be to blame for someone getting sick, because right now they can get sued. And that's what nobody thinks about. And until that is lifted, and also until everything is not as inflamed as it is, because the other thing that's happened is, because of all the tension right now, like, events are dropping off because of that now. So it's not just even Corona anymore. Like, this is really changing events in general in ways that we're not thinking about. And I'm not even saying, like, a lot of the changes that are happening are absolutely fucking fantastic, and I'm happy about. I'm just saying, like, the way that we get entertainment is going to be different, you know? So, Shane.
Yeah.
let's do a little segment here called Shane Do's the News.
Oh, geez.
What you got for us, buddy? There's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. Give me some crazy shit.
So I saw a couple things on Reddit earlier, and there was a good one. So this guy, I believe this is in Australia. I can't seem to find the link.
Is this
right
about
now,
a giant fucking camel fucking spider or something from Australia? Because you can fuck right off.
No. Not,
If you're fucking going to go there with me, you can fucking shove that right up your dick.
yeah.
Oh, you don't like spiders?
I fucking listen. If a spider, one time a spider was like coming from the ceiling and I grabbed a boat paddle and fucking murdered it. I will murder every spider I see with absolutely no disregard because I feel like they're coming at me, dude. If a spider's coming at you, Shane, are you going to let it come at you or are you going to get out the way?
I'm getting out of the way.
It's a question that's frequent. We won't go there. But anyway, Shane, what you got for us? Better not be a fucking camel spider.
So I read this story about this. It was so I guess it was arranged on Facebook, but this guy had hired somebody to break into his house and for sexual reasons and like fulfill this fantasy. Except for and I think he said he paid the guy like $3,000 and if it was really good, that's what he said. And
like for himself or for like his.
Yeah. So that was part of the fantasy was this guy breaks in and like, and I guess,
Puts in his butt.
Yeah. Something like that. And then,
which is fine. I'm not judging. It's fine.
Right. But the guy went to the wrong house and, so this guy ends up breaking into the wrong house and he wakes up the guy. So the guy is like, the guy whose house he broke into, I guess, just thought it was a friend. And he heard somebody in the house and he's like, and then, that's just to show you Australia. Like that is assumed it's a friendly person in their house. Like he said something like, thought it was somebody making coffee or something like, but so he ends up just shaking his hand and the guy walks out and I guess he had some kind of driver waiting for him outside. But I was just like, that is the craziest thing though. Like that they just, okay, thanks. Have a good night. Sorry about that. And
what a time to get the wrong house.
Right. Yeah.
Did he actually go to the right house afterwards?
It didn't really say, but they end up not getting any like charges or whatever for it or anything like that. But, I don't know. It was just a pretty crazy story though, to think about like that people are hiring people to break into their houses and have sex with them. So,
different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Yeah.
In a post-Rona world, especially. I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to judge anybody. If that's your thing, go for it, dude. It's fine. But yeah, Tom? That really legitimately sounds like something that you would do. So like, so if somebody pays you to go,
why would I be the breaker in?
Let me finish. It's my show. You go to somebody's house to drop the D on some dude, and it ends up being the wrong dude.
Oh, see, that would totally happen. Yeah. Like I would end up at the wrong house. Yes. I mean, you got to predicate all this by saying that if I was willing to do the thing that you're mentioning, then yes, I would more than likely end up in the wrong house.
In the article, it kept saying stroked with a broom. And I was like, I don't know exactly what that means, but it sounds very painful.
This is bringing me down, Shane. You got something else?
Yeah.
Because
I was ready for the next
if
thing.
you want to pay me to come to your house and drop the D, first off, I got to ask my wife, and she's probably going to say no. And second of all, I'm married. All right, so fuck you.
$3,000, Gabe.
If I fucking get it, that's what I'm saying. Post Rona, she might be like, I don't know, man. Go ahead, drop that D. So like, if she gives me permission and I'm going to drop the D, give me the fucking right address, right, Thacker?
Right.
I mean, holy shit, dude. Do me a solid at least. Make sure you double check the Google copy paste you just did. Holy fuck.
What if the whole thing was a troll to begin with?
Right.
What if the guy that set up the appointment initially gave the wrong house on purpose.
That's some Corey Smith shit, is what that is right there. All right, Shane.
Imagine
go
the guy
ahead.
who set it up sitting on the couch and
Hey, Thacker.
being like, well,
Guy across the
Thacker.
street is just laughing
What?
his ass off in his living room.
You got some fish behind you. What are their names?
They actually do have names. So there are 3 gourami in this tank. I think the pearl gourami, who is a female, her name is Edith. And then we have a flame gourami. His name is Rosie. And then we have Ross, who is a powder blue gourami. And then we have 5 tetra and 2 Gararufa.
I have another question for you. So let's get everybody's consensus on this, okay? Sorry, Shane, not to hijack you, but it's not Rock Paper Podcast, y'all. It's a
This
Stone
whole
Dog
news
show,
segment
okay?
is like totally over.
Fuck. No, listen. You got a towel hanging up there on the shower.
Yes.
I do that as well. Question: how many days is a towel that you dry off with good?
Good question. I don't count the days. I just kind of smell it, and if it's not terrible, then we'll keep using it.
What's the max days that you've gone, you think?
I don't know. I don't count.
I've gone a week before.
You've gone a solid week?
I have.
Dude, when I was like a bachelor, dude, that towel, yeah. I mean, that's my towel. And if it I could probably go a good week or 2, I would say.
Or 2.
I like that with
Nice.
jeans,
I
you know,
don't
like,
feel
I'll
so
wear
bad
jeans
anymore.
for a week
No.
and not wash them.
No, now I'm blessed I married an amazing woman who I don't make her do anything. She just fucking does the shit because she loves me. She'll fucking do laundry like nobody's business. And I think on average, though, still, it's like, I'd say probably 2-3 days.
Yeah. A good 2-3 days.
You know what I mean?
And you both use the same towel?
Well, I mean, not unless I'm doing that on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm a panty sniffer for my wife, dude. I'm not above it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And you got to have a woman with a strong back.
I married a fucking stone cold fox, bro. I have no problems with that. Anyway, Shane, what else you got? Shane, you didn't answer that question. How many days are you gonna use the towel?
I don't know, a month or so, probably.
You're just trying to appease us?
Are you wiping your junk with this towel too? And you're going a month?
Exclusively my junk.
Well, there's a lot of moisture there.
Do you wipe your junk with Stacy's towel? Is that what you do?
Every time, yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, go ahead.
I'm probably close to a week. I don't know. I'm like Danny said, when it gets funky, I'm like, yep, time for a new one. Like,
don't be backtracking. We know you.
Hey, you're the one that asked for it.
Wow, you're one of those guys, huh?
Yeah.
Actually, I think the towel stops being used whenever you're like, oh, I forgot to grab clothes from the bedroom. So then you take the towel into the bedroom to grab clothes, and then you end up throwing it on the floor. That's when it stops being used.
Dude,
There's
Shane
no
has-
time period otherwise.
Shane has legit sex toys at his house just laying on the floor. I've been there. What? Not even joking.
That's a terrible place to keep them.
What else you got, Shano?
This, speaking of dropping the D, they all kind of have a theme this week.
Dropping that D.
This was on Fox News.
Oh, God.
From 2017, but just recently, I guess the headline made late night television. But
my parents will love it.
Man gets his penis stuck inside a dumbbell plate at the gym. And
how?
Jeez.
This is in Germany.
Of course it is.
I mean, like, wait a minute.
Because they're always naked
wait.
there.
Was he trying to fuck it and get between the plates, or did he like let the plate smash his dick or something?
It didn't really specify in this article.
Yeah, what's the context?
That's more like smashing the D.
But
we've dropped it. We've smashed it.
It says that the fire department came in. It took 3 hours to free the man, and they smashed this into 5 pieces.
With his dick in it?
I guess so. I guess they had a.
What's he just
how
like
heavy
hold,
was the plate?
like hold still, Cletus, like that kind of thing?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
It's
I won't know what it is because it's from Germany and it's probably in kilos.
Right. Yeah, 2.5 kilogram. I don't know what that is in pounds, but 5.5 pound weight. There it is.
Tom, you know what you look like? You look like you would know about like everything about kilos, because you look like you drive one of those planes like back in like the 80s and like the 70s that would like deliver cocaine like Mexico and shit and make drops and shit. Can you look at Thacker? Look at him. Look at Tom Williams. Wait a minute. Let me spotlight you here, bro. Everybody look at Tom. Tell me that he's not the quintessential like role, like the cast role for this.
For drug smuggling pilot?
Yeah, you look like that dude that's just like, I don't know, man. I could probably get it there. I don't know how much you're paying there.
Oh, if I put the hat on a little higher.
Yeah, just kind
Hat
of
on higher.
Anyway,
I'd
Shane,
buy cocaine from that man.
Shane, you'd buy cocaine from anybody. Let's not go there. Okay? All right, go ahead. What else you got, buddy?
Anyway, I was just thinking that story is interesting. There's a lot of questions there of like.
Yeah, I can't answer any of those, man. I have nothing for that. That's
Right.
just like I said, like, what are you going to do? Like, hey, stand there, Cletus. Just don't fucking move. We got to smash the rest of these plates one by one.
I hate when I'm getting pumped at the gym and my wiener gets stuck in a dumbbell plate. It's the worst.
I mean, I want to know where it was in the area of the plate. Why did they have to break it into 5 pieces, or did it just break into 5 on the first hit? Because, I would think if they'd have broke one off, it would have come out. But
right.
You thought after one hit, it would learn its lesson, is basically what you're saying. Frey has to hit me like at least 3 or 4 times.
Right.
I just keep thinking this dude was probably putting a weight on his dick to try to stretch it out, and that don't work.
You know what? That don't work. I know.
It don't work.
Thacker, you want to expound on that?
Don't spotlight me, bro. Spotlight.
All right. All right, Shane. You got something else?
This is another fun story.
You might get an eighth inch out of it.
Hey, I'll take it.
Shane will take all of it.
So this where is this in Whitehall, Arkansas? A wife admits to killing her husband after he purchased porn.
That's it.
They
what now?
Her 69-year-old woman was arrested and charged with capital murder after her husband, 65 years old, Frank Hill, was found dead. Jefferson County Sheriff's Office received a 911 call after 3 p.m. Saturday that Patricia Hill herself, she told the police she had shot her husband. His body was found on the floor inside his utility shed at their home. Police said he suffered at least 2 gunshot wounds. During the interview, the authorities, Patricia Hill, said she arrived home and walked into the utility shed to confront her husband. She said she disagreed with his purchase of video pornography, so she canceled the order. Frank Hill managed to place another order. Patricia Hill told investigators that she had asked her husband to leave the shed, but he refused. She then went inside their home, grabbed a .22 caliber pistol, went back to the shed and shot her husband twice, hitting him in the head and leg, according to police. Then she returned to her home and called 911 to report the shooting.
Why did no one tell this poor man, or why the fuck did he not figure out in the year 2020 that you do not have to pay to look at pornography?
That was my initial thought, and then my second thought was, well, I hope he got a couple of shots off before she did.
Oh, he definitely, dude, he had a fucking shed for this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, he had to.
This dude's got some real repressed sexual energy.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to go to the shed to jerk off to porn, then he's got bigger problems.
Whacking in the tool shed.
Also, the boys have been whacking on.
Man,
Everybody wants to do an impression of Tom Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Now, myself included.
I've said it on the show before, but like all the fucking Karens that want to get mad about their husbands looking at porn need to get a fucking grip, dude. Like I am not the dude that just fucking worked out all day and fucking has the six pack. I have a fucking wife that's hot. You know what? I don't give a fuck. Like it does not matter to me that there are other people in the world that exist that she thinks are attractive, because guess what? There are women in this world that I think are attractive, right? That aren't my wife. However, do I want to marry those people? Fuck no. Do I want to sacrifice anything for those people? Fuck no. Like there's a fucking difference, dude. You can sit around and you can deny all day that you don't think that people are attractive that are attractive, and you're fucking full of shit, because these people work their ass off most of the time to be attractive. Like Instagram people, all these different people that make a living off of just being good looking, like their lives are just fucking completely centralized on that. Nothing comes easy. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I love my wife. I think she's fucking the most beautiful woman in the world for many different reasons. And you know what I
would
mean?
never jeopardize that. But yeah, you recognize.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, I'm sorry, but like Angelina Jolie is fucking hot, man. You know what I mean? Like there's Megan Fox, fucking 10. Sorry. Like it's just the fucking truth. Fucking 10, right? And it's just, yeah, it just happens, dude. And I think people should just get over that shit, man. It's 2020. And if anything, I guarantee you, and I'm not saying everybody, don't make this a blanket thing, because, people make fun of religious people a lot. I'm not trying to do that. Like there are some old people that grew up like this is wrong, and they live their life like this, and they really feel like that. There are also a lot of people out there, like you said, Thacker, like that are just repressing a bunch of shit, and that will act like they're the perfect Christian on Sunday and then be filling up their browsers with the most fucked up fucking porn you've ever seen in your life. Like, just, dude, go talk to your fucking wife about it. Like, tell her what you like. Like, fucking just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
Like, be open. Like, work through it. Don't fucking repress all that shit and end up fucking doing something stupid because you're a goddamn idiot that just doesn't know how to fucking talk,
Make
and
it
also,
happen.
like the stuff like this lady killing her husband over it. Again, like don't be acting like you're not sitting somewhere on a cold November night being like, oh, hunks with their shirt off, right, Karen? Fucking Karen. I'm talking to you, fucking Karen. Goddamn Karens fucking everywhere.
They also got shot with a .22 caliber, whatever.
I'll take a
That's
Becky.
a fucking terrible way to die.
I'll
That's
take a
some
Becky
suffering
over
involved
Karen,
there. Yeah.
Like you don't get blown away. Like you literally have to probably sit there and suffer for a while. Nope.
So yeah, Shane, is that all you got for me?
I want to know what kind of porn it was, though.
Yeah. Right.
Does it say?
Does it say?
I didn't find it in the article, no.
Like, what are we talking about? Like interracial gangbang here? What are we talking?
Something going on there. She was
Dude,
not having it.
2020 is so fucked up. I got an Oculus Go like for just a while ago, and Tom was like, hey, look at VR porn. And I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. And I'm just so desensitized to everything. I'm like, okay. Like, it's just, what is wrong? When the 12-year-old me would be like, dude, you can literally have sex with any porn star on any fucking, like, anybody pretty much. Just put on these goggles. Here you go, And he would have freaked out and been like, oh, my God, oh, my God. And now
You would
it's
have
like,
never been seen again.
now it's like the goldfish thing, man. You do it like, you see what it's like, and it's okay,
Right?
Jesus.
Yeah. A lot of stuff's getting that way.
Anyway.
I had so the other day on
Shane, honesty time. Have you tried VR porn?
no,
Shane?
I don't have any glasses.
He's like, I'm okay with the question, but I don't have the equipment, bro.
Right.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So last week, I think it was on Twitter, what WTF is mod pizza? What the fuck is mod pizza? Was trending, and because this
Pizza sounds fucking delicious right now, bro.
yeah.
Just had some.
Dude,
So
mod pizza's the shit.
I'm over it.
Just got
So-
one by me. It's great.
This cheddar, I'm not sure what, but they released some sort of poll of the best fast food places around the country, and or I guess most popular in each state is what the graph was and stuff. And so Chick-fil-A.
Delicious, Tom.
Chick-fil-A dominated a lot, but almost even split with Mod Pizza across the country. But somehow Missouri got Cane's, and I was like, I don't agree with that at all.
What
But,
now? What is this? Favorite restaurants?
Favorite fast food restaurants.
Oh, this is bullshit.
Cane's
Cane's is not.
my favorite.
What the fuck? That makes
Cane-
me angry.
But it gets me
Culver's
that.
being number one in Wisconsin is pretty
Yeah.
accurate.
Yeah,
Listen,
right.
dude, again, I do not go to the gym. I'm not the dude with the six pack. I am familiar with the cheeseburger. Okay, trust me. And let me tell you something. Cane's is good food, but it's not the fucking best. I would go if you're even gonna go chicken. Yeah, it's a hate sandwich, bro. But get you a fucking pull off of fucking what is it? What's the restaurant?
Chick-fil-A.
Chicken
Chick-fil-A?
place? Chick-fil-A. Yes.
Fuck that place, dude.
Dude, I know. Listen, my
No,
most
not even politics. I don't give a fuck about the politics.
You're so
I've
stupid.
never
then.
had
Get the
a
fuck off
not
my
fun
show.
steak.
No, you can't even talk now. He's in timeout for a second. Because let me tell you something. Chick-fil-A is like one of the best chicken sandwiches, period. If you get some of their spicy chicken sandwiches, like 2 of them, you can only eat, first of all, if you can only eat 1.5 of them, okay? And it's fucking amazing.
Pussy.
Dude, it's incredible.
But I just thought it was entertaining that apparently like half the country has never heard of Mod Pizza though. So like
Son
a lot
a
of
bitch.
so everybody was like, "What the fuck
I
is
don't know what mod pizza is, but like, okay, let's do this real quick. God damn. I got an idea. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to come back. We're going to take a small break. We're going to come back. We're going to have a tournament of death. It's going to be a really interesting one because I'm going to pull something out of the tank here that's going to fucking kind of throw you for a loop, okay?
Wait, you're not doing wrestling finishing moves anymore?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good, because I wrote down mandible claw 7 times.
I need you guys to also come up with your favorite fast food items.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So we're going to do that in just a second. Come back. I'm going to throw a tournament of death at you that's completely out of fucking left field because I'm the fucking Stone Dog and it's my fucking show called the Stone Dog Show. All right. Danny, we kind of mentioned the music that you've been working on lately. Okay. You've sent me a few tracks that were kind of unfinished, but you have some that are. So I would love it if you would send me something that you want me to play on the show. Is that cool?
Yeah, I got one that's finished.
Cool. So what are we going to play?
We're going to play a song that's actually called Quarantine that I wrote during this situation. And I didn't want to cheapen it. It is called Quarantine, but it does have a broader meaning to it. I'll just say that much.
Okay.
All right.
Is it about how fucking Tom's trying to find somebody to pay him to drop off some cocaine in fucking Mexico?
A
what
little
am I
bit,
doing?
yeah.
Am I going to the wrong house to fuck a guy now?
What am I saying? Tom's
I just-
wife wouldn't even let him come play music with me during
Every
all this,
time-
which I don't think is a bad idea. I thought that was a good thing.
Dude, you talked to me in April. Like
I know.
right now,
Well,
I'd be there. in
Because
a
my
heartbeat.
boss asked me, dude. I had to ask, right?
I'm just picturing Tom with one of those Red Baron helmets on with the straps. Every
Tom
time
did.
you say that.
Tom's a good dude. All right. So we're going to take a break, and the song is called Quarantine by Number One Sons.
Yes.
Check. And also, Danny, where can people find your music?
They can find it on Spotify. All you have to do is search for Number One Sons. And I think it's the only band on there. So you can just follow us there. It's also on YouTube or at facebook.com/numberonesons.
All right, buddy. Well, so we have Quarantine by Number One Sons coming at you on the Stone Dog Show. Come back for the most fucked up tournament of death I pulled yet right after this.
I'm feeling so far behind, but ahead of myself, like it was 9:30.
It's like we're halfway blind and a fraction of ourselves. If I am alone, will you come along? You come along. If I am alone, will you come along? You come along. There's nightmares in the air, but your love's such a good dream. I wake up from my sleep, I find you right next to me. It's so contagious, and I'm glad you gave this to me. It's so contagious, let's just stay in quarantine. Am I sick or am I well? Baby, it's so hard to tell. But I think it's safe to say that the world can wait for another day. Am I sick or am I well? Baby, it's so hard to tell. But I think it's safe to say, yeah, it's safe to say that the world can wait. There's nightmares in the air, but your love's such a good dream. I wake up from my sleep, I find you right next to me. It's so contagious, and I'm glad you gave this to me. It's so contagious. There's nightmares in the air. Your love's a good dream. It's so contagious, and I'm glad you gave this to me. It's so contagious, let's just stay in quarantine.
Off my
God
soapbox.
damn it.
Off
Yeah.
my soapbox. Tom, are you ready for this?
Absolutely. I got some great picks.
All right. All right, so here we go. So we're going to have the Tournament of Death, and first off, I'm going to ask you guys what your top finishing moves are. I'm talking pro wrestling finishing moves, right? So we all watched wrestling, especially in the 90s, right? So
Absolutely.
DX,
Oh, yeah.
Suck It, right? All kinds of different moves. I know you guys got some picks, so let's start this out. I'm going to grab my pen, but Shane, start us out. What's your number one finishing move? It's not a finishing move.
I'm gonna go with the Tombstone Pile Driver.
Oh,
Solid pick. Solid pick.
Stone Cold got his neck broke from that, right? By mistake.
That was Owen Hart. And yes, it was kind of a tombstone, but it was a sit out. He sat out with it.
Yeah.
Owen Hart, I thought, was from falling from the rafters as the Blue Blazer.
No. Stone Cold got his neck broken by Owen Hart in a match.
Oh, by Owen Hart. Okay.
Yeah.
Owen Hart had did a sit out tombstone pile driver to him, and Steve didn't have his arms tight enough around his waist, and he just slipped down. Same thing that ended my wrestling career, oddly enough.
okay.
Dang.
Shane, also, give me your top fast food item.
I was thinking about this for a little while, and I'm gonna go cheesy gordita crunch. It's one
That's
of my
pretty-
favorites.
It's pretty sick, bro.
Yeah, man. Sick, bro.
So that's your favorite, like over everything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of things. I'm a fat guy, but it's a solid choice.
Okay.
Couldn't really think of like, I don't know. I guess it's trying to stick to specifically fast food.
Okay. Mr. Thacker, give me your top finishing move.
Oh man, I was hoping you were gonna go to Tom first because I'm still thinking about the fast
I can go to
food.
Tom. I'll go to
And
Tom.
yeah. Let me. I'm gonna sort this out.
Okay, Tommy,
Yeah.
favorite finishing move.
Yokozuna's bonsai drop.
Oh wow.
It was so satisfying to watch him squish all those dudes, man. Just
Okay. And that was pretty amazing. If you don't know who Yokozuna was, he portrayed a sumo wrestler in the 80s and 90s wrestling, and held some world titles, had some pretty good matches with like Bret Hart, like back in the early 90s. But great iconic wrestlers. It's a great move. I agree. He would get up on the second rope and then just drop basically just fucking drop the D right in your chest pretty much. But this dude was
weighed
400
upwards
pounds.
of
Or
400 pounds when he was doing it.
Yeah.
By the time he left WWF, he was 800 pounds. The guy just kept eating and getting fatter, and then started hurting people with it, which I find hilarious.
So pretty insane. So also, go ahead, Danny.
What's funny about him is they labeled him as from Japan, which they did this with a whole bunch of people, but he was actually from Hawaii.
Yeah, like
He was
Tatanka.
Samoan.
No, he was. Tatanka's a Native American.
Is he really? I don't think he really.
He seriously is. He absolutely is. So Yokozuna is part of that big ass Samoan family.
Yeah.
He's cousins. It was Rock's cousin or something like that. And he was one of the big Samoan wrestlers in the '80s. And then when Vince saw him, they made him into a sumo wrestler.
Okay, and that is true. But give me your fast food item.
I am a big fan of the Jimmy John's Gargantuan.
I don't know what that is. What's that?
It's basically their biggest sandwich with literally every meat they have on it.
So you're like a dude. Let me tell you something. Coco knows. We talked about on the show before. If I've been working all fucking day and it's hot as fuck outside, and you try to hand me a Jimmy John sandwich, I will straight up want to throat punch you. I do not want a fucking cold ass stupid fucking sandwich when I've been working all goddamn day and I have to work another fucking 10 hours. Fuck you. Fuck your sandwich. Go fuck yourself. One time, one of my best friends in the whole world was the project manager. It was after a festival. And I'd been working hours and hours and hours, and we're just getting done. And he brings us a box full of Jimmy John's when we're almost done. And it was one of those things where when the group eats, the group eats. So it was that was what we're going to have. We weren't going to, I was dude, I'm not trying to be disrespectful and ungrateful, but what the fuck are you thinking right now? You know what I mean? And Coco, literally, I had Coco take the rental van, and because I was leaving on a truck and he was flying out or something like that, but he was a good enough friend that he went to McDonald's and got me chicken nuggets and brought them back and sweet tea so I could take it on the truck. And I remember my friend Ryan Lilly was just bitching the whole time because I had chicken nuggets and sweet tea on the truck and it's tossing everywhere. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Yeah. So anyway, but you're a Jimmy John's guy, which explains a lot of why we disagree.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite sandwich place on the planet, but that particular sandwich is really satisfying and I enjoy it.
All right. Danny, what's your favorite, or what's your top finishing move, bro?
So I'm thinking about it and I can't get it out of my head. I don't know if it's necessarily my favorite, but I'm just gonna go with it. Bob Backlund's cross-face chicken wing.
Cross-face chicken wing.
God, I love that.
Wow, man, he was crazy, and he was so awkward.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great move.
He just made you feel gross.
I don't want Bob Backlund putting that on me. You kidding me?
No, yeah, but he was so wholesome, back when the WWE was first showcasing all of these beautiful women, he was trying to cover them up with towels.
Yeah, he's funny. What's your top fast food item?
I guess I'm just gonna go with a chicken sandwich. One of the better chicken sandwiches at Wendy's. Wendy's is high quality fast food. It's one of the best out there, I think.
I can get behind that.
Wendy's chicken Sammy. I will get behind that too.
With some bacon and Swiss on there.
Okay, so my picks are going to be the super kick, Shawn Michaels super kick, Sweet Chin Music, right? I saw that, dude. What I loved about that is that the way he would do it, right? So you'd be watching an interview, and when I knew it was coming, I would know it was coming. But there were a lot of times where I didn't know for sure that he was going to kick the shit out of somebody. And he would just it'd be mid-interview and he would just knock somebody's fucking teeth out. It was fucking amazing. And when he would hit it right under the chin, that's what gets me. Because there's plenty of times where he doesn't do it, because it's not he's not really trying to kill somebody or fucking knock their head off. But every once in a while, he'll fucking actually fucking make connection like under somebody's chin, and it just makes me giddy. I'm like, yeah. Like, dude, watching him knock the shit out of Psycho Sid back in the day, I know they weren't pulling ratings per se when you watch like documentaries about it now.
That was a great match.
That was a great match. Like, geez, man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get the WWE Network. Go back and watch Shawn Michaels. He's fucking amazing. So
I have actually downloaded or went back and watched like a lot of those old matchups. I've wanted to get the WWE Network so I could go watch all the ones from like 1985 to like 95. That was the best era right there.
I've been debating like just starting Raw from like back in the day and just going forward, because I forget everything. That's pretty much, I mean, I remember things, you know what I mean, Tom? But I forget like details. Like I was watching, I checked out WWE Network for, I think, the Undertaker thing. And there's some other documentaries that they've made recently that are really fucking good, man. That just go back and, because everybody loves the Attitude Era. I don't care what anybody says. Like, that's just kind of what it is. If you're a wrestling fan, it just is what it is. Like, we're interested. That's when it's when we all grew up, man. It's the same with like retro wave music and arcades and things I talk about. Like, I love it, in part, I think, because that's what you grew up with. That's what, you also remember the times in your life that are associated with watching all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like sitting with my grandma and my dad on Saturday nights and watching wrestling. Like, I mean, that's why it still means something to me, because like I said, I remember stuff like that. And that's, watching things with Buckley. That's cool, because I know that he'll remember that. You know what I mean? So anyway, fast food item. Dudes, I gotta go. Listen, there's few things better than a fucking chicken nugget, bros. Like, I gotta go with the fucking chicken nugget.
I'm gonna go with you probably on that one. Like, if I had to pick anything right now to eat, it would be a chicken nugget.
It's a unique flavor for sure, and you got sauce options.
Chicken nugget. Yep. All right, Shano.
Yeah.
Give me your next pick for your top finishing move, buddy.
I wrote. When I was young, I was first started with a lot of WCW.
Oh my God. Is this gonna be a fucking another one of these, dude? You have your own fucking podcast, okay? If you want to fucking tell us about the first time you put on a skirt and thought you looked pretty to yourself,
he was trying to be Roddy Piper.
I'm fully behind it, and I really think that you should just go forward with it, okay? But stop fucking bringing down my show. Nobody cares, okay? Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, with that attitude. So I was watching a lot of WCW Nitro, and I'm going to go with Goldberg and his spear and jackhammer.
Spear.
Because it was pretty entertaining.
Like 108 streak undefeated.
Yeah, something crazy. But, it was a lot of fun, especially as he would like hold the wrestler up there, in anticipation. And then,
oh, hell yeah, brother. Do you remember the fucking I don't mean to interrupt you, but I just did, because again, it's my fucking show.
I've heard that.
The streak, though. Remember the streak?
Yeah, that's what Danny just said.
Yep.
Sorry, Danny, I wasn't paying attention because I was completely self-absorbed. Sorry, it's my show. I don't know if you guys knew that.
It was your idea, Gabe. It was your idea.
That's what you do when it's your show. You go, woo! That's what you do. Anyway, Shane, fast food item.
I got another one?
Yeah, dude.
Jeez.
You're such a complainer.
Well, I got to deal with you, so. All right.
Are you having trouble deciding is what it is?
But there's so many good ones, man.
Yeah, I agree.
It's hard to pick your favorite. I'm I'll just say because they're delicious and they're cheap, but and they're awful for you, but I still like them. But the McDonald's triple cheeseburger.
That's you're gonna say Baptist.
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna say you're absolutely right. Baptists are horrible most of the time.
And that delicious.
You say a triple cheeseburger?
Yeah, they got them on the value menu for $2.
You're talking to me like I don't know that.
I'm just saying it's legit. For $2, you get a triple cheeseburger. It hits the spot, especially when you're balling on a budget like me.
Dude, I absolutely agree. Thacker, let's mix it up. Let's go with you next, buddy. You got a top finishing move for me?
So I had a hard time not saying it the first time, but I loved when Hogan became invincible.
The Hulk up?
Yeah. They'd punch him 3 times and he'd bounce off the ropes 3 times. Big leg. You're like, it's over. I cried when he lost to Ultimate Warrior in WrestleMania 7.
Dude, I know, but he had both belts though, and they were different colors. Wasn't that the one, right?
Yeah, I got the white one.
Intercontinental and heavyweight.
No, they gave him they had a yellow Intercontinental.
Yep, they had a yellow one. Yep, and he had both the white one and the yellow one, I think, that day or something. I don't know. I just remember having both of those at one point.
I think the world title was white for that WrestleMania for some reason. They put a white strap
Those were
on
so
that.
cool. I wish I could design belts. I also wish I could design theme music. I also wish I could build their LED walls and design their content, but that's just pipe dreams, boys. Maybe someday, right?
We were having that conversation over the weekend about how those that era whenever the crowds everybody was screaming and Hogan would just take all their energy and just get all pumped up, and so
there's
a lot of roids, man.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of cocaine.
A lot of cocaine.
Back in the 80s, hell yeah. Okay, so we got the finisher.
Big leg. Yeah.
What's your favorite fast food item?
I'm gonna go with Jack in the Box jalapeno poppers.
Whoa.
Yeah. Spicing it up. Literally.
Ew.
Okay.
I remember working on a construction job site with my friend Kyle, and
Here we go.
He ate those for breakfast one morning.
Ooh.
And then spent the afternoon in the toilet, and then I'm like, well, that's one way to do it, to clear everything out in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know that it's a good idea to do it at 8 o'clock in the morning on a hot summer day and and working on a construction site.
Yeah, if you're a pussy, for sure.
Right.
Tom, favorite finishing move?
So I had a hard time narrowing this one down because there's a current guy whose finishing move I love, who's probably my favorite of all time, but he's not terribly popular, so I'm probably just going to go with the good old-fashioned Stone Cold Stunner, because that motherfucker could do that to anyone at any time at any place, and it was incredible when it happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one.
What I was thinking about that though, there's variations of it. There's obviously Stone Cold's version, but then there's like the Diamond Cutter is pretty similar.
Jake the Snake's DDT.
The RKO is fairly similar. It's they're variations, but it's a similar movement. Where you.
Listen to me. There's a difference between the Diamond Cutter and the RKO. Okay.
Well, I'm saying I realize that, but I'm saying there are very similar movements. Where you grab the guy's head and jump forward like that.
I'm gonna go with pedigree. If you don't know what the pedigree is, I don't know even why you're watching this show right now, because you probably lost interest. If you do know what the pedigree is, then you know why I fucking put it in my vote, because the pedigree is fucking sick. You basically take somebody's head and you fucking put it in between your legs, not in a sexual way, right? Shut up, Tom. And then you fucking get their arms and you fucking get underneath their elbows, right? Not in a sexual way, right? And then you fucking
None of this
go
is
down.
in a sexual way.
You go down then, not in a sexual way, and you drive their head into the mat.
Not in a sexual way.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Gabe, all of that sounds very, very sexual.
It
Actually,
really does.
Every
Actually,
step of the way.
The way
actually,
you
the last
described
part
that.
actually is in a sexual way. So
My pick for fast food item is going to be McDonald's fries.
Fuck, none of mine's gonna beat that.
I say we keep going with this and we get more and more heated
McDonald's
as
fries.
it goes.
And Tom, give me your pick for your fast food item, bro.
Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh,
There is nothing better for you at 2 a.m. than a Jack in the Box taco. It cures all ills,
packed full of vitamins, man.
and it
All right.
gives you great diarrhea.
This is what the fuck we are doing right now. Okay, we're doing the tournament of death. Okay, we're gonna find out what's gonna be the winner of just the best one of these things. Okay, it's gonna be the best finishing moves versus the best fast food item, and we're gonna do this right now. Okay, starting first round. Shane, what's better to you? Okay, watching the Undertaker pull off a perfect ass tombstone, or biting into a cheesy. No, not one of those. What's the thing from Jimmy John's, Tom?
Oh, the gargantuan sandwich.
Okay, so Shane, you have a gargantuan sandwich and you bit into it and you're like, it's amazing. Is that better? Or is watching The Undertaker pull off a perfect tombstone better? What's your vote?
Tombstone.
Whoa, one for
oh
tombstone.
wow.
Thacker,
I'm waiting for it.
what's your vote?
Tombstone or the Gargantuan?
Yeah, bud. No,
I'm gonna go-
fucking the Dream Team versus fucking the Cavaliers. Fucking motherfucker, Jesus.
I'm gonna go with the Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 for Tombstone.
Undertaker versus Undertaker. Real Undertaker. Paul Bearer's Undertaker versus DiBiase's Undertaker.
I followed all of that, and I agree. My vote's going to be Tombstone because Tom's usually wrong. Tom,
My vote's Tombstone as well.
okay, so Tombstone moves on.
I love my sandwich, but it does not beat a solid Tombstone pile driver.
Okay. Next matchup in the first round. It's getting fucking sloppy, Shane. Are you following this?
I think so.
I know you think I can't pull this off, but I'm going to. You ready for this? Jack in the Box jalapeno poppers versus the pedigree. Thacker, if you just pulled up to the drive-thru and you got a fucking nice, hot order of jalapeno poppers from Jack and the B, J and the B, right? And you're biting into them. Is that better than watching Triple H pull off a perfect pedigree in the 90s?
I'm gonna say absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's one vote for jalapeno poppers.
Especially since you said jalapeno.
Jalapeno. Tom, what's your vote?
Who's he pedigreeing?
It's the move, dude. It's not a
Right.
scenario.
Right, but there is a scenario. Who takes the pedigree is just as important to me.
Everybody takes the pedigree because he's the fucking game.
It's true, they do.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna say pedigree, not because I don't have a solid respect for a good jalapeno popper, but man, the pedigree is a good finish.
Yeah, dude. And I got to go with Tom on that one, man. Like, I just don't really like – I love jalapenos and I love poppers, but I don't like jalapeno poppers. Does that make sense?
No,
Shano, what you got-o?
I'm gonna go jalapeno poppers because fuck Gabe.
Wow!
wait, can I change my vote?
I don't
We got a
enjoy this
tie.
attitude you're getting, Mr. Hoity-toity up there, okay?
Hey, well, you know, if you can't, you gotta be able to dish it too. You know, can't. You gotta take
right.
it.
Well, listen. We're going to go to the coin. Heads is going to be jalapeno poppers. Tails is going to be the pedigree. Thacker, call it in the air. Ready?
Heads.
It is heads. Jalapeno poppers. Move on. Because I am a man of my word, even though Shane would like to make it out as if I'm not. All right.
I think there's plenty of video documentation.
We're not getting. This is not the Rock Paper Podcast. Again.
No,
okay?
I believe it was your fucking show that
Holy shit.
that you have changed the votes.
My second wife, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. All right, moving on.
Hey, I'm here for I got the facts, man.
Triple cheeseburger versus the Stone Cold Stunner. Tom,
Stunner.
Stunner. One for Stunner. Thacker.
So I always regret the triple cheeseburger. I never regret the stunner.
Oh, man. Shane?
I'm gonna go Stunner.
I'll go Stunner, too. I will do that. The triple cheese is good, but it doesn't stand up to like a double quarter pounder if you're really hungry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right.
No, and sometimes you get that triple cheese, and it looks like somebody's been sitting on it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And well, the Stunner's never let me down like that, though. So.
Right, exactly. Like McDonald's, it's like, I'm really hungry. And then you go eat it, and you're full for like a little bit, and the food's good for like a window of like 7 minutes. And if you don't eat it within that 7 minutes, then it turns into some other form of something. Like the fries turn into like cardboard. Yeah. And there's
that's
there's
bullshit, man. Those fries don't ever change. Those fries are, you can find those on your floorboard and they look exactly the same as they did the day you got them, man.
Well, they look the same, but they don't taste the same. They're not
Listen,
the same
Danny,
texture.
you might outlive us and everything, but you're not gonna fucking like talk us out of what we know is better when it comes to this shit. Okay, it ain't gonna happen. All right. Moving on.
Sorry.
It's all right. Don't be sorry. I still might outlive you, motherfucker. Don't be talking shit. All right. Next matchup we got the chicken nugget. What came first, Tom? The chicken or the nugget?
The chicken, clearly.
All right. Chicken nugget versus the cross-faced chicken wing.
Oh fuck! I didn't know this was gonna happen.
Yeah, it did just happen on the Stone Dog show. So I'm thinking like chicken nugget with sweet and sour sauce on it, biting into it. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm going with fucking, I almost want to call this show right now and go get a fucking chicken nugget, but they're fucking closed. So fuck it. Anyway, chicken nugget gets my vote. Thacker.
Cross-faced chicken wing. Sorry, Gabe.
It's all right. Tom?
I'm gonna go chicken nugget.
Tom's right. Shane?
Yeah, I gotta go chicken nugget.
Wow, chicken nugget sweeps. All right, moving on, guys. Moving on. It's getting fucking sloppy and slutty up in this bitch. All right? Fucking cum guzzling everywhere. Just everybody. All over the place. Wendy's chicken sandwich versus the fucking super kick. Sweet chin music. I saw the super kick too many times. I gotta go super kick.
I'll go super kick.
Saw some good super kicks.
Especially that one on Flair.
Oh man, that was a good one.
To end his career? Yeah.
The Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon. Yeah, I'll go super kick.
Okay.
I'll
Tom?
also say super kick.
So yeah. Unanimous. Wendy's is out. Next we got Jack in the Box tacos versus Goldberg spear. Goldberg. You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So think Goldberg spear versus biting into a fresh, piping hot JB taco with some ranch on it.
I really wish there was like animation of this so we could see Goldberg in a taco getting in a fight.
We could do that on Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thacker, what's your vote?
The tacos are a great value, but I'm gonna go with the spear on this one.
Okay. Tom?
Tacos, because Goldberg sucked.
Wow. Okay. When they booked him correctly, he was actually great because you just have to cater to his need. It's like Kevin Nash said. People get pissed off because he only has like 6 moves, and he's like, I'm sorry that I do one thing really fucking well. He was like, Randy Johnson throws a fucking hell of a fastball. Like, fuck him, right? He throws a fucking badass fastball. Fuck him. Like,
My issues with Goldberg are mostly related to him and the whole Chris Jericho thing. Or like he wouldn't do any of the fun stuff in WCW that Jericho wanted to do with him, and he was a real asshole about it.
I think that is the problem with Goldberg is while he was a beast and he played an awesome beast and he had that streak and he also did fight a bunch of guys who really weren't that big of contenders, but he just didn't have a super great like personality with a bunch of like, you know, you had to have the talk like Ric Flair.
Yeah, but that wasn't the debate, though. The debate was the move, and I think when you speared a guy and you picked him up and you held him up there for, you know, a minute or whatever, and then
jackhammer, bro.
Huh? Yeah, but he comboed it a lot. I'm saying that.
Yeah, spear and jackhammer counts as one move to me. You don't really get one without the other.
I say the same thing to your mom a lot. Because, I mean, like,
I rolled right into that one.
Like, if I'm going to give you the spear, I'm giving you the jackhammer, too. All right? It's just going to happen. Anyway, what's your vote, Tom?
Oh, I already said tacos.
Tacos. All right. Thacker?
I'm going to go spear.
Shane, did you say spear?
Yeah, I'll go the spear and jackhammer.
I'm going to go spear. I'm sorry. JB Tacos is out. All right. Next matchup in the first round. This is the first round. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here, okay? The Hulks are hulking up. Like doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd hit him and he'd be like that kind of shit, right? Like, so that versus McDonald's French fries. Come on. Be honest, Thacker. Be honest.
Dude, there's nothing more American than Hulk Hogan. I've never felt more American in my life. So I'm going with the big leg all the way.
Okay, Shane. He's wrong. Just Shane.
Yeah. It's really hard to beat some hot fries and a cold Coke.
Oh, man.
And so I'm going to go with the fries.
I'm going to go fries. Tom, how do you feel?
Well, as Danny said, there's nothing more American than Hulk Hogan, except maybe a McDonald's French fry.
Hell yeah.
So I'm going to go fries.
But you got 7 minutes on them fries before they suck.
That's longer than most Hulk Hogan matches.
Yeah, dude. Hulk Hogan had like 5 good years, man.
No, he had a lot more than 5 good years.
It's a good 10.
I mean, like actual good years, though.
There were some down times. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, what killed Hogan in the early 90s was the steroids. Once everybody started getting busted for that, he had to go away for like 2 years. And then he made movies.
Last matchup of the first round.
Thunder in Paradise, man.
Yeah, don't diss the movies. Mr. Nanny, Suburban Commando, come on.
But he is
Commando.
He is, though, kind of a racist piece of shit, though. That's come out as well.
That has
fuck
come
Hulk
out.
Hogan,
Dang it.
because he's a racist piece of shit above all else. Bonsai Drop versus the Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Oh, jeez.
Fuck, I don't have a chance here, do I?
I'm sticking with Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Wow. You know what? I think I'm going to go with that, too. 2 for Cheesy Gordita. Danny?
I'll go cheesy gordita.
Damn, Tom! Knock the fuck... Pow! Knock the fuck out, dude. You're fucking done, son. Done. All right. So, after the first round, how you guys feeling?
You didn't even fucking ask me what my vote was.
Yeah, because it don't matter.
I know.
How are you guys feeling?
Hungry.
The first round. Yeah, me too. So, let's get to this. Second round action. Stone Dog Tournament of Death. Okay? First matchup of the second round. The Tombstone Pile Driver versus Jack in the Box Jalapeno Poppers. Thacker.
I'm gonna go with the jalapeno poppers.
Shane,
Tombstone, please.
Tom.
What do you want on your tombstone?
All right, I got to go Tombstone too, Danny. I'm sorry. Just not a popper guy. So,
Oh, I'm a popper guy. I love poppers, but I love me a pile driver.
Also love John Popper.
wow.
Yeah, there you go.
So Tombstone moves on. Next matchup, the Stone Cold Stunner versus Chicken Nuggets. Chicken McNuggets, let's be clear.
I'm going
This is a
Stunner.
tough one.
Hard.
I'm
man.
voting out McDonald's every time.
So Stunner for Thacker. Shane? God, man, this is tough. I got to go Stunner, I think. I love Chicken Nuggets, but man, the Stunner has just brought me a lot of joy in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Stunner.
Is that 3 for Stunner?
No, I haven't voted yet, and I don't know which one I want.
Did
Because
Thacker vote?
yeah, he said Nuggets.
No, I said Stunner.
Yeah.
You didn't? Did you say Stunner?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You voted out McDonald's. You're right,
Listen, can you do me a favor if you're going to be on this show and fucking pay attention?
dude. It's midnight. I'm tired.
All right.
Uh,
I know, old man. I'm trying to wrap it up for you, okay?
oh,
Still
you're
got-
good.
We still got 7 hours left, man. Come on.
I know, man. I'm looking forward to it.
This is the first segment.
Oh, is it? All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with the Stunner.
All right. Stunner moves on.
That was really hard for me though, because I love McNuggets.
And like, you know, like you guys talked about the sauce options. I mean,
Infinite.
yeah.
Shane,
It's like-
talk to us for a second. Let's talk about this. We'll do a mini little. We're going to take turns here, but tell me what your favorite sauce dip is and why.
Well, I like a little variety. You know, I like switching it up. But you know, the sweet and sour is definitely tasty. I'm a ranch guy on just about everything too. But I don't know. I just really like their honey mustard sauce also. So all those, that's probably my top 3.
What's your top one? I'm asking. Jeez, man.
Well, but like I'm saying, if you would listen to my bullshit, I like mixing it up. I don't know. I don't know if I could pick a top one.
Stacy's
had-
the only one that has to deal with your bullshit. Okay.
Yeah. I guess I'll go ranch because it's delicious.
You're right, buddy. It is. I agree. But it's for me. My top is probably gonna be sweet and sour, man. Because like, I don't eat everything with sweet and sour. I specifically eat chicken nuggets, but sometimes, dude, it'll be like a fry, and I'm like, bro, you look like you might. If I maybe dipped you in some sweet and sour, dude, you might be pretty good. And then I'll do it, and it's like, shit, man, that's where it's at. My brother Jason, he would dip his fries in sweet and sour. So that's where I kind of got that idea. But in my opinion, man, like I love barbecue sauce. Ranch is fine. Honey mustard's fine. That's all great. But sweet and sour for me is where it's at. Tom, what do you think?
I am a fan of the Burger King variety of the sweet and sour and
Oh,
barbecue
man.
sauces. They're a little zestier, I find. Kind of like me, a little zesty. But I'd have to go with the sweet and sour from Burger King over McDonald's if I had to pick.
Do you just try to be opposite of me? Is that like
Yeah.
what you try to do?
All the time, every
With a
fucking
smile
day.
on his
and then,
face.
and then for some reason, I'll be like, "Hey Tom, learn these 13 songs that we have to play like in a week," and he'll be like, "Okay, hang on." Like, we're harmonious on stage, just not so much when it comes to dips because he's wrong about a lot of things.
Dude, remember them old BK tenders? The long ones they used to have when we were kids?
Dude, why are you always got to
Them
go
are
there?
the shit. I
Why do
miss
you
them.
always have you and Shane always make everything fucking disgusting?
It's not
Thacker,
disgusting.
Thacker, did you get a chance to tell us what your favorite dips are?
No,
dip.
not yet. I just
What's your top dip?
I'll forget about Burger King because Burger King is like it's the fast food restaurant that just somehow keeps going, but you're like, I don't know how it keeps going. Who's eating there? I guess Tom's eating there.
I like
But,
Keeping them in
my favorite dip, they had an Asian one there for a minute, but I don't know if they still carry it. I guess you got to go with the classic sweet and sour.
with the Saskatchewan or whatever they call that.
Oh no, I don't really
Rick and
do the
Morty one?
sriracha.
Yeah.
No, not a sriracha, just like a regular sweet Asian sauce.
They had an entire Rick and Morty episode about that sauce. It was great.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty is great. So that's another thing.
Here's another thing.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your favorite sauce?
Just say
I said sweet
Sorry.
and sour.
Someone was fucking creeping on my
You
window.
were just
so I
telling-
missed it.
Oh, okay. That's understandable that you zoned out for a second.
Yeah.
But you were getting on Tom for not paying attention.
Yeah, because it's my show, Thacker. Follow along. All right. Holy fuck.
All right.
All right. What's your favorite sauce? What'd you say?
Sweet and sour, sir.
Sweet and sour. So you agreed. So you're right. Okay. Cool. So moving on. Next matchup, we have the super kick versus the spear.
Super kick.
How's that?
Because, dude, I'm just eliminating things as they were.
Oh yeah.
First round, it was move versus item.
So this is the
If we-
first
if
time
we-
move versus
This
move.
is another side of the bracket, Shane. Dude,
Oh,
you guys
jeez.
need to fucking follow along.
Don't
with the show.
question the bracket master.
God
Well,
damn it.
this whole tournament's bullshit. I don't know, man.
You're bullshit. I thought I saw somebody just standing in the doorway. That was pretty creepy.
That was me.
Anyway, so yeah, stop watching me. Stop jerking off. Anyway, so super kick versus spear. This is pretty huge, right? But not really, because I'm going with super kick.
Super kick.
Super kick. Shane.
I'll go spear and jackhammer.
Spear and jackhammer, huh?
That's a big part of my childhood, man. Like watching WCW, I was never got into WWF as much, so I didn't watch as much HBK.
More of a purist up until the
Okay.
point of a bunch of celebrities mixed in with wrestlers.
Okay.
Anyway,
Tom.
between super kick and spear, I'm gonna say super kick. See,
That's good because you're right. So super kick moves on.
almost done.
Next matchup. McDonald's fries versus the cheesy gordita crunch. That right there is a matchup, right, Shane?
Oh yeah,
Thacker, what do you got?
gordita crunch.
Wow. Shane,
cheesy gordita crunch, man.
holy shit. Tom, it's getting brutal up in here.
The best we can do is a coin toss now.
You
I'm
ready?
going-
You ready for this?
Yeah, go.
Ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, douche.
French fries.
Sweet. So I have gotten through to you over time. That's great. So French fries is my vote. We're going to take this. Okay, we're going to flip a coin. Shane, heads is going to be fries. Tails is going to be the cheesy gordita crunch. All right, you ready? Call it.
Tails.
It is tails. I'm a man of my word. Because it's Shane and I love him. This pains me, you son of a bitch. How the fuck do you do this to your friend?
Oh, I hate you. That's why.
God damn it. All right. So, in the semifinals now, the semifinals of bullshit because it's all built on lies.
I'm
We're
telling
gonna
you,
start here.
you got to have those fries fresh. Otherwise, they're no good.
All right, Thacker. The Tombstone Pile Driver versus the Stone Cold Stunner.
I'm gonna go classic, and I'm gonna go with the pile driver.
Wow. Shane.
I'm gonna stick with pile driver, man.
Okay. I'm going with Stunner because the Stunner's better. Tom?
I don't remember Undertaker ever giving Donald Trump a tombstone pile driver, so I'm going to go with the stunner.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stunner. So, coin flip. Tom, since you have been agreeing with me and more correct tonight than anyone, we're going to do this coin flip. Heads is going to be the Tombstone. Tails going to be Stunner. Ready?
Yes.
Call it.
Why am I calling it? You just told me what the answer is.
Call it. What is it?
It's heads.
It is Tails.
Oh,
Stunner moves on.
Why did I have to call that? You said it
Because-
was one or the other.
Yeah, and then I flip the coin and you tell me what side it is. Like, do you understand how a coin flip works? Shane, am I like, I feel like I'm on crazy pills right now.
You are, man.
Jesus Christ.
You are freaking out, man.
All right, so Stunner moves on because that's right. Super Kick versus the Cheesy Gordita Crunch, Shane. This is getting pretty serious at this point. Like, some of our favorites from childhood are being knocked out. Okay? Watching Shawn Michaels cue up the band, right? Get the click going. Sweet chin music. That's my vote. Tom?
How many times did you see Steve Austin give a fantastic Stone Cold Stunner to Vince McMahon? And how great did it feel every Monday night to see that shit?
It was great.
He fucking Stone Cold Stunnered everybody.
Yeah.
But
I
then
agree.
there was a couple of great segments with just HBK going down the hallway in the back, just super kicking interns and
Just
guys
everyone.
just hanging around.
Just everybody.
Like, it's hard to pick between those two because they're probably the two best finishers ever.
It's like Shane when he goes to work. He's just like, super kick, super kick, super kick.
Every kid.
So what's your vote,
I'm gonna go
Tom?
super kick.
All right,
But
Thacker?
the vote was Super Kick versus Cheesy Gordita Crunch, not the Stunner, though.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Wait.
dude.
Oh yeah, definitely super kick. Sorry.
You're fucked
Yeah,
up.
definitely. There's no debate there.
All right, Thacker?
I'm gonna go super kick.
Tom is right. There is no debate because
Super
the answer
Kick.
is Cheesy Gordita Crunch.
Well, super kick wins because you're wrong, Shane. It's not Rock Paper Podcast. Have it on your show, and then maybe it'll win. Okay?
I will.
All right. Next matchup we have. This is the finals, guys. This is the final matchup. Okay? The Stone Cold Stunner versus the Super Kick. This is, if you're a wrestling fan from the 90s, this is pretty intense because if you remember the WrestleMania match where Shawn Michaels had a broken back and still went out and put on one of the best wrestling matches ever, literally, then you should know that. It happened. Am I right, Tom?
It was
It
a good
happened.
match.
I have always been a Shawn Michaels fan. I still am. I got to go with the super kick for this one, guys. I love Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I would have been fine if Shawn Michaels would have continued to be the champion for a while if he didn't have a back injury. I think that, like a Michael Jordan thing, I think he had more good years in him. And he did.
His best years were
he
after he
came-
came back.
Dude, if you ever think about Michael Jordan compared to Shawn Michaels, the stories are not obviously the same, but the theme is kind of the same. Like, Shawn Michaels was at the top of his game. He was the fucking champion. He was fucking over everything, and then he gets an injury, fucking turns his world upside down. He comes back, and he wins the championship again. Like, he was just as popular for a little bit as he was. It was really fucking awesome. So, anyway, I'm going to vote for the super kick because I know that's the correct answer. Shane?
I was talking about the other night too, like how the Stunner is very good move, but it's also the selling of it. And there was nobody that sold it quite like The Rock, or in that era and stuff at that time and things like that. So
That was great.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go with super kick though,
Okay.
because it's no matter who's getting it, it's still knocking their head off.
Awesome. And I agree. I think you're right. Obviously, because like I said, I voted and I said that was the correct answer. So you're getting smart, Shane. The more you're on this show, I feel like I'm really making a connection with you and you're making good choices. It makes me happy.
I just want to make you happy, Gabe.
Tom, what you got?
Super kick.
So, Danny, do you want to vote?
Yes, I'm gonna vote, and I'm gonna say that Stone Cold's Stunner was great, but I think it was his attitude that kind of sold his persona, not necessarily the move. And I think that the super kick was a better move.
So we're fucking agreed that the winner of the 10th edition of the Stone Dog Show's Tournament of Death is the super kick for being the best finishing move and also beating out all of our favorite fast food items. Right?
That's
Pretty
right.
fucking epic. So we just said that watching Shawn Michaels pull off a perfect super kick is not only better than like a stunner, but it's also better than biting into a perfect McDonald's fry. You know what I'm saying?
That's your opinion, man.
Well, hey, you're a fucking asshole. So, listen, I've kept you guys for a while. It's a Sunday night's a school night, as they say. I do want to thank you all for being on the show and just kind of hanging out with me. Cause like I said, I feel like I didn't know if I wanted to do a show. I don't want to flood the timeline with a bunch of shit that has nothing to do with anything right now. I feel like there's important messages that need to get out there. But at the same time, and, you know, not to put a but on the end of that, but I am. This is my show. I want to do it every week. And God damn it, even if I don't feel like it, I'm going to hold myself accountable because, like I said, if I can make a career out of it someday, I definitely want to. So thank you guys for being on the show. Tom, we didn't really talk about your musical endeavors on this one because we've talked about it before, but you're in a band called Odom, Out Amongst the Masses, right?
Yep.
And you play guitar live with me whenever we do 333 shows, correct?
Absolutely.
So you can find Out Amongst the Masses on all your, digital music outlets. Also check out Shane Rock Paper Podcast. It's everywhere. He gets a couple thousand downloads a month on average. He's got a huge cock, and he'll show it to you if you join his OnlyFans. That's for sure. Thacker, Mr. Danny Thacker from Number One Sons. Sir, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And you were saying people can find you as well. Number One Sons, right?
Absolutely. Spotify, Facebook, facebook.com/numberonesons. Just search for it on Spotify. You can also find our YouTube channel, Number One Sons.
Awesome. So,
new song coming out within the next week.
Perfect. And what's going to be the name of that?
That song is called Quarantine.
Cool. And it's going to be, actually, you'll hear it on the show because we're airing it right now or earlier. Anyway, thank you for watching. Again, check my music out. 333 is the name of my band. I do this every Monday. It drops on YouTube. Also on Tuesday nights, you can hear my show on Beyond FM. So thank you guys for watching. If you got any suggestions for me, please let me know. And again, if you want to be on the show, I'm not saying that I'm going to agree that you should, because normally it's just going to be my friends hanging out. But if you think that you have a message that needs to get out there, if you got something that you want to talk about, or, if we bring up a subject on the show that, hey, you can offer some information on, please reach out and we'll talk. But till next time, my name's Gabe Stroop. This is the Stone Dog Show with Gabe Stroop and friends. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Second time I tried, you should've left it back when. It doesn't matter because here we stand at the starting line once again, my old friend. Why don't you save me the sarcastic talk and don't strutting that you love to do in front of everyone? Get the point, nobody cares anymore about what we can do. So who you know now? And I remember what you said. I remember everything. I won't forget it. Every time you raise up your head, I'm gonna drive you under. You made it clear that we are not friends. Nobody has to wonder. In spite of how much trying my juice. I will not hesitate to tear you down.